Hello everyone, I'm just with Nathan Masters, a director at 920, to share a little bit of a feel for how the market's opening up in 2014. Nathan, give us a general sort of view on how you see things at the moment.
G'day Mark, g'day all. I was saying earlier, I think this has been the busiest start to a year that I've seen for probably a good 5 years. The demand from early to mid-January has been big, and it's continuing to be big. And that demand's coming from a range of domains. You've the vendor community looking for resource. You've got the niche software development firms looking for resource, through to some of the government agencies looking for quite senior program resource. So it's been full on from day one, actually.
Nathan, with everyone being so busy, what are some of the issues you're observing from a challenge perspective in terms of getting the right people across the line for clients really wanting these good resource?
The challenge is the challenge that we're seeing that they're having is, it's competitive, so they've got competing entities wanting the same resource. So what we're telling customers is, if you are going to make an offer, make that first offer your best offer. Don't try and play games. People can see through games. So if you really want someone, go out and get them. So like I say, make that first offer your best offer, and we can help you. We can communicate that message to the person, saying actually they've gone above and beyond what you wanted, because they see the potential in you and whatnot. So that's one message. The other message is, make sure you get a clean process. By a clean process, I mean try and do something, try and do a step in the process every week. So don't do a first interview 1 week, then wait 2 weeks to do another interview. Try and do something every 3 to 4 to 5 days, because that will keep the process ticking along. It'll show the potential employee that you have a thorough, vigorous but quick process.
What's the impact of a process lagging when a candidate has high expectations and a client's engaged with them?
I think the obvious one, Mark, is that the person gets a bit disinterested and a bit unsure whether the opportunity is real. We go out to them and tell them about the opportunity and get them interested. But then if we're waiting a couple of weeks to hear back from an organisation, or we're struggling to get feedback, that might turn off a person, even though the opportunity might be real. If they're not getting the constant messaging and constant updates from a client, a competitor might snap them up before the organisation. So, and that comes around ensuring from a brand point of view that even if a person even if the person doesn't get the role they're after, at least they can say they've had a pretty decent experience, because they were kept up to date, it was a thorough, and it happened quite quickly.
Yeah, okay, and just equally to share from a candidate perspective, what advice do you give them when they're going back to their current employers when they've decided it's time for change? Because in this tight market, employers really do put the counter-offer pressure on and try and keep them for a few extra dollars here and there. What advice do you typically share with the candidate?
Yeah, the advice we pass on is that typically counter-offers may not come to much. We see it from time to time. The odd person takes a counter-offer, but they're back knocking on the door for 3 to 4 months because some changes that have promised haven't happened. So the words I would pass on is just to make sure that you are clear around why you're leaving, and be clear in your head around why you are moving, and be very careful around taking counter offers. In some instances they may pan out. Generally they don't, because there's been at least 2 or 3 reasons for you to poke your head up and have a look for a new role, and not everything can change overnight or in a short time within a current environment. So I'll be very careful hearing and receiving a counter offer.
Great, Nath. It's obviously a competitive marketplace, so I think that's good advice for both employers and candidates in the market looking to retain a good new opportunity. And by the way, well done on your personal best for the Ironman last week. Good job.
Thank you, Mark. Cheers.